Hi everyone, I'm Jake. I run Kitenette Karts, which is a social enterprise food truck, and in the next 6 minutes I'm going to show you how street food can change lives. Here's Keenan. I first met Keenan in a cafe in East London. He was about an hour late, and to be completely honest with you, he had a terrible excuse. His excuse was that he'd been out late the night before with his mates and he'd overslept that morning. So I immediately made a note that one of the first things we need to cover was how to plan your journey, how to make sure you leave enough time, and most importantly of all, how to come up with a good excuse when you need to. So, aside from being late, Keenan lacked confidence. He didn't really look me in the eyes, and he really struggled to talk about what he wanted to do with his life, his hopes, and his dreams. But Keenan had huge hopes and huge dreams, and crucially, he had some amazing recipes in his back pocket. So, a few weeks ago, Keenan took his Trinidadian street food business to market for the very first time. He cooked recipes, food that he's eaten since he was a kid and cooked with his mum and eaten on holiday in Trinidad, and he sold it to customers who handed him money. But not just money. With every £5 or £10 or £20 note that they gave him, they also really gave him the sense that he'd turned things around. Before we started working with Keenan, he faced 3 big barriers to setting up a food business. 1, he lacked skills and experience. 2, he really didn't know the industry and he definitely didn't know anyone in it. And 3, he didn't really have access to any kind of investment or the opportunity to test his ideas in a real marketplace. But luckily, Keenan didn't need any of that before he strapped on his apron and set foot in our food truck. And by the time he'd finished working with us, he had everything that he needed to get started. So the problem is that there are plenty of people like Keenan out there, and that plenty of people are leaving prison facing those very same barriers to having happy, fulfilling lives and careers. In fact, for young adults leaving prison, nearly half are reconvicted within a year, only 1/4 enter employment, and actually half of employers wouldn't consider hiring them regardless of their sentence at all. So, as many of you guys know, I'm sure, street food is absolutely booming in London. In fact, just to illustrate this, can we have a really quick show of hands from everyone whose office has some form of street food nearby, whether it's a falafel stand or a marketplace? Just a quick check there in the audience. Admittedly, I might be biased, but I think that was every single person in the room to me. So, by now I'm sure you're wondering, how do we do it? How do we help people like Keenan go from long-term unemployment to setting up their own food businesses? So, since launching in 2017, we traded at some of London's best markets, selling food that's popular with customers and critics alike, including the Sandwich, also known as that bloke there that's in desperate need of a napkin, and Foodism, who have just called us one of London's top 10 street food businesses. We've secured partnerships with some amazing restaurants in the industry, including Ottolenghi, Marito and St John. And so far, 44 trainees have completed workshops with us, 29 have completed intensive 12-week work experience programs, and 17 have progressed to further employment or training or gone on to set up their own food businesses. Overall, 93% of trainees that work with us leave feeling more confident and 86% feel better motivated. To achieve this high impact, we work with a range of amazing different delivery partners, including the Prince's Trust and Switchback, and we've already been backed by some of those incredible people you can see on the screen right now. I'd love to talk about the nitty-gritty of our program and how it all works, and how we work with partners, so please do ask me a bit more about it in the Q&A if you're interested. So, as I mentioned before, we're a social enterprise. So, when customers buy food from us, their money doesn't just go towards them having a tasty lunch, it also goes towards supporting our trainees to create better lives for themselves. And it helps us to reach our target of being 50% funded by trading income by the end of the year. The work that we're doing is at an intensive, focused, one-on-one human level, but we're hugely ambitious about scaling our impact by launching a second and a third food truck and taking on opportunities at markets that we've already been offered off the back of our success so far. It's a bright future and one that we're really excited to be driving towards, but we need your help to get there. So we've developed a model, proved our concept, and we're now looking to scale up our solution. What does that mean? What do we mean by scale up? Well, we've got some really, really exciting news to share with you tonight. After carting our food truck around markets all over London, we've now been offered a permanent full-time fixed pitch at Spitalfields Market, one of London's most bustling marketplaces with 40,000 people coming past every week. But to take on this opportunity and make this step change, we need to make 2 vital investments to give us the edge at the market. 1, we need to upgrade our truck's facilities. This means adding storage, refrigeration and equipment to increase the amount of money that we can make from trading, leading to further sustainability, but also, and most importantly of all, more life-changing second chances for our trainees. Number two, we need to invest in professional marketing services to raise the profile of the food that we're selling and our social impact. Tonight, we're looking to raise £6,000 to top up £12,500 that we've already raised for this project, and that's going to allow us to launch this off the ground. So, we started tonight by talking about Keenan, and we're going to finish with him too. Here's Keenan in the Evening Standard, published a few weeks ago. And here he is, his very first market day with a very happy customer. I hope that one day soon, you'll be able to eat food from a street food business that's been launched by one of our trainees, and you'll be able to see firsthand how street food can change lives. Thank you.